What's up guys and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to talk about the possible Mexico DLC. To clear the air guys, this is not a leak, but this is speculation based on facts of the game. So let's go further. The reason why I think there comes a Mexico DLC is because there are so much loose ends from here.
And who is betraying me? Well, Javier. Think for yourself.
Until here.
Hello, old friend. It's been a long time.
Hello, brother. It's good to see you. I heard you was coming. You took your time, no? Come on, you're not gonna shoot your own brother, are you? We was family.
Yeah, we were. Then you and Dutch went crazy and family didn't mean so much.
So now you do the government's work.
And what do? You just work for a different government.
So there was approximately 12 years between this moment, and Javier changed a lot, and I think also you will be Javier as protagonist, so that will be pretty cool. But he changed a lot from being against the government in the late 1890s.
Not that he share all that he had, just that he give enough that the people might live. Of course, Mexico could be a land of plenty. But the people with the power there? They rather kill than share the smallest little piece.
And working with the government in the end.
So now you do the government's work.
And what do? You just work for a different government.
And I hear you think maybe the government changed, but no, it was just the same government. You can hear this from Allende in Red Dead Redemption 1.
Escuella is from this province. His father was a borracho, a drunk who worked as a laborer on land cultivated by my uncle. Men like that are natural allies for Reyes. My people have lived and worked here for 100 years. We brought civilization. And these people, these fucking monkeys, despise us. We brought them God! And they turned their back on him. Now I fight to help them from themselves, to save them from themselves. I see in their faces that they would kill me if they could.
Like you heard, Allende's family is ruling this province for more than 100 years, so Escuella was talking about him or his family. And also a lot of family and relatives to Javier Escuella are killed by the government.
I loved my mother, but she never saw how things were. Even after they killed her brother, still. She could not see how life was. When I was a little boy, some men came to my village. They accused 5 men of spreading rebellion and heresy. They took them into the streets, stripped them naked, castrated them, and fed them to the pigs while the rest of the village was forced to watch. One of those men was my uncle. Another was a friend of my parents. And you know what those men had done? They had suggested that the men of the village demand a fair wage from the local landowner. You know, it's nearly 5 years since I left Mexico, and the rebellion, that still has not happened. If I go back and they find me, I'm dead. My mother, I heard she died. I mourn her, but I did not bury her.
The main thing boiling in my head when I heard all these conversations from Red Dead Redemption Part 2 was like, what made Javier Escuella change in this 12 years from 1899 to 1911, from being against the government, having his uncle killed, to working with the government in the end. So that's the main question in my head, and I was like thinking about it, and then I thought, yeah, they should make a DLC, because we need to know what happened to Javier Escuella and also to Bill Williamson at the end of chapter 6, because that's where they part the gang, because you see Micah and Dutch at the end, and also Dutch is parting from Micah, so the whole gang falls apart after Arthur dies. And I think this Mexico DLC will start here at the end of chapter 6. You will play as Javier Escuella and you will run away with Bill Williamson with a lot of Pinkerton heat on you. So maybe Javier says to Bill, hey, let's go to Mexico, because I think you will play with Javier Escuella and Bill Williamson will be your companion, because you cannot find him, because he will go to Fort Mercer in Red Dead Redemption Part 1, we know that. But in the epilogue, if you go to Fort Mercer, you have the Lobo gang. So Bill Williamson didn't start his gang so far, so I think he will run with Javier Escuella to Mexico. I think he also will be part of this DLC. And I think throughout the game you will meet Allende, because also Bill Williamson is friends with Allende. We also know that from Red Dead Redemption Part 1. And maybe because of the Pinkerton heat in the USA, did Javier Escuella and Bill Williamson made a deal with Allende so they can live in Mexico. And that's why they're working together with him. We also know that Javier Escuella had a girlfriend or something in Mexico. He also killed a man for her. Or a powerful man, probably some relative to Allende.
What are the women like in Mexico?
About the same. Some good, some bad. Some you think are good, turn out to be bad.
You miss Mexico?
Of course.
Think you'll ever go back?
I killed a man there. Powerful man. Over a woman. Guy in the army, till he lost his position. I can't go back. Maybe one day.
Maybe we will visit her in this DLC. And Javier Escuella also have a sister somewhere. Maybe in Mexico, maybe in the USA. But maybe we will visit her as well in this game.
My sister got married, she moved away. I hope she's safe, but I will never know.
I also will not be surprised if Dutch will join them in Mexico. But I think then at the end of the game they will part, like Dutch will go to search for Micah at the end of the epilogue. Probably Javier will stay somewhere in Mexico. And then at the end Bill Williamson will go to Fort Mercer. Or to start his own gang somewhere in that area. Why I think they part in the end? It's because like Bill Williamson says when he meets John, no more Dutch and no more you. Like he's really annoyed with Dutch and with John. So that's why I think they will part in the end. So for the people that played Red Dead Redemption Part 1, they know the map of Mexico already. And it's not that big. So I think if there comes a Mexico DLC, they will add something more to it, another province I think, a new province. I would love that. And maybe with a bigger city in it, I would love that too. Maybe for some nice bank robberies or something. Also it would be cool if you cross the border all the time and do some bank robberies in New Austin or something. And you go back to Mexico so they cannot catch you. And if this DLC takes place just after Chapter 6 in 8099, there will be no cholera outbreak in Armadillo, so there will be a nice place to rob the bank. Another character I will expect to see in Mexico will be Karen Jones.
You ever think about going back to Mexico?
I can't. At least not for now. It's a long story.
I'd like to go there one day.
Arthur.
And basically when they say one day in a Rockstar game, it's always a foreshadow. I already showed you that in the 4 foreshadowing videos I made before.
I'd love to go to Mexico. One day.
Maybe you will.
So imagine you as Javier Escuella going to rob the Armadillo Bank or another bank together with Bill Williamson and Karen Jones. I really love that because Karen Jones is a pretty cool character. Because she's also a bit a gunslinger. And Bill Williamson, yeah. I also love that guy because at the end of Chapter 6 he can be a bit a jerk or something. But I still think he's a cool character, especially to rob banks and stuff with. Because this was a nice bank robbery in Valentine. And maybe as a side quest in Mexico we can hunt down La Chupacabra, cause Javier Escuella is also talking about that.
When I was a boy, my mother told me about an animal that attacked cattle and drank their blood. Of course, you've all heard about this. Every place has one of those, but my mother's version was a little different. Along with farmyard animals, her version also ate little boys who misbehave. Oh, she tried everything she could to keep me in line. Prepare me for a life of starving servitude, while picking corn and cotton for rich landowners, giving every penny I had to the church they used to keep us in line.
So guys, what do you think about the Mexico DLC? Will it come? Please comment it below, cause I like to discuss about it. And like, personally, I really like a Mexico DLC. I really would love a Mexico DLC, but I also thought the Mexico part was the best part in Red Dead Redemption Part 1. I also loved the New Austin part, but the Mexico part I like the most. So guys, tell me what you guys think. Thanks for watching guys, and I see you in the next video.